Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through the new rig. Let's go. So like we said in the intro, we did go out and get ourselves a new boat. What we got ourselves here is a 2020 2075 Lund Pro V Bass XS. XS for the extra seating. We'll show you that when we get inside, but I just wanted to show you here the outside. So let's come around the back. So of course in the back we have two 12-foot talons in the back, and this thing is powered by a 250 horsepower Mercury Pro XS 4-stroke. That gets us about 60 plus miles an hour. All right, so let's jump up inside and we'll show you what we've got. So we'll start here at the back and we'll show you the compartments we've got. So right here on this side, this compartment holds the cranking battery, and we also have a lithium battery here inside that's just used to power the electronics on the boat that we'll get to here in a bit. When I said Pro V Bass XS, I said extra seating, and this is what we're talking about. So this is a big casting deck here in the back, and if we have 3 or 4 people on board, we have 2 flip-up chairs so that we can comfortably seat 4 people. So we still maintained our family aspect of the boat, even though we went to a much bigger boat. The 2 middle compartments here are our live well. I just cleaned it out here today from all the crawfish guts from the weekend. And it has 2 sides, it has recirc, it has oxygenator, all that good stuff. We just did a big tournament over the weekend, and when we went to go take the bass out at the end of the day, they were ready to go. So this is working really well for us. Over on this side, there's just another compartment here. We just keep our spare life vest in there right now, but there's all kinds of storage. Right here, this is just kind of a extra compartment here for us. We have our call tags. We have a towel there so that when it gets soaking wet every time you open these live wells, the fish splash you. We also have our weigh scale in there, and we have our tools here right inside. So what we normally do is we catch a fish up front, grab the net, we come back here, and we have all the tools that we need to sort out the fish and get it into the live well if that's the case. In addition to all this that you see right here, when I had the seats flipped up, I didn't show you that underneath both seats there is storage there too. So this is just our tools, our G-juice, that sort of thing. On the other side is our charger for our cranking battery and our lithium battery in the back. So there is a 2-bank charger here, and that runs off a plug right inside. So we'll move up to the helm area now, and we'll show you what we've got. So right here, of course, is the cockpit. This is where I sit. All the controls, of course, for the boat. We have 2 fish finders mounted here. We have a brand new Garmin 95 SV UHD that I use for all our mapping, and I keep all our tracks and all our waypoints and that stuff here. So it's right in front of my face while we're driving. 2 hands on the wheel, ready to go here. We also have a Lowrance HDS9 Live, and I usually just leave that kind of on side view, and we use both as we're driving around. This boat comes with active trim, which was something new that I didn't know anything about when we first bought it, so I had to do some research on it. And what that does is control the trim. The hydraulic jack plate controls the trim and the jack plate both to get the maximum speed possible, and like we said, we get about 60 miles an hour. The throttle on this is more or less Bluetooth. It's electronic. There's no cables that go to the back. That unit right there talks straight to the engine, and that works really well for us. Over here on this side, this is the passenger console, obviously. Big storage area in here. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in there. We keep the covers for the electronics in there and that sort of thing. We keep our net on the floor. Lots of room here to have 4 people. You could put 4 or 5 people in here, fishing off the back, fishing in here. If you had little ones and you need a little bit deeper well for them not to fall out of the boat, this is where we'll have that. So last but not least, up to the business area up front. So to start, before we even get up there, let's start right here. So this step right here doubles as a cooler. There is a cooler inside our step that we can take out and put back in, of course. That's where we keep our little snacks like jujubes and stuff, always in the boat. Next here, you're going to see this wide open area here. That's to air out all our rods and stuff that are inside. Right right now we have our rods in there. We have about a dozen rods in there for us. That's what we carry. Underneath in that front area is the 3 lithium batteries that are used for the trolling motor. We have a 36 volt lithium LINAC lithium battery system in there, and there's also a charger in there separate for them, and the plug goes on that side. So we have 2 places that we have to plug in when we want to charge, and then we have room here for probably, you probably get 20 rods in there. Like I said, we got like a dozen in there right now. That's all we carry. Moving on over to this next piece of storage here. This is another important part for us. This is the cooler. It's got a built-in cooler. So this past weekend we put, what did we put in here? We put a dozen bottles of Diet Coke, because that's what we drink a lot on the boat. We put 6 bottles of water. We had some other mixed stuff, the A-cuts that we use. I showed you that before in the videos. And we also put our leftover pizza in there and our other snacks. It was huge, and all we did was put that all in there and put a bunch of ice. And then on the second day we just added ice to it, and it was awesome all weekend to have ice cold drinks up on the boat. Next compartment right here, this is where we keep the cover for the boat. So we wrap that up. It's drying over here right now because we got some rain last night, but we keep the cover of the boat in here. We have our rain suits in here, and we have our PFDs that we use during the tournament. Lots of room in there. Even when that cover's in there, there's still extra room in there. Same compartment on the other side. That's where we keep our tackle. Now, we used to have all these bags and stuff that we used to carry in our other boat. This one, we just have this place, so we're gonna have to sort out something for storage here, because this thing is pretty much empty. All of our tackle is right there, and look at the space. Right now, when I come to retie stuff, I can sit right in here, grab my tackle, retie. These are all our plastics. We have our little bucket here, and there's a fire extinguisher in here too, but I can sit right in here and tie out of the wind, whatever. Yeah, so we have lots of room, you know, lots of room to buy some more stuff, I guess. Just saying. And then of course, further up, there's other storage here, 2 smaller compartments. This compartment here, we just have all of our charging cords and that sort of thing, and just kind of utility stuff, some tie ropes and that sort of thing, just kind of odds and ends that we keep in that one. And there's still lots of room all the way up underneath there. And then this last compartment here, we have live scope on our boat, so the live scope box is up under here, installed on the side, and then the cables run to the front. So as you can see, we have a ton of storage in here. We don't even have, probably a third of this thing full of our stuff. All right, so up to the front where we spend most of our time right here. Of course, we took our Garmin Force trolling motor off our other boat. We put it on this boat right away. We also put a 93 SV up here just for our pan optics, and that's connected through a transducer in the bottom of the Force. So we use that constantly, and then of course we have a recessed place for the pedal for the trolling motor. We also have foot control here that I can kick the 2 talons down whenever need be and kick them back up in a hurry. So there it is. There's the new rig. We broke it in this weekend with our first wind, and we had a great time out there. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting back out there with it. So there's the new boat, guys. See you in the water.